everybody. What's up? My name is Carbon C. Capshaw / Mr. Smiles a Lot. Here I am again with my buddy Brandon Conchar. So we're doing another video podcast. I'm still trying to figure out Spotify and how to do audio or try to rip the audio from video and all that and everything, because I would like to start having more audio podcasts, but also, as you know, I like doing video podcasts, so that way you can see our real faces, see our real reactions, see our smiles, just like, get the realness out of us. So tonight, what Brandon and I are going to do is we're going to ask each other main basic questions about, our careers and why we chose them and why we love what we do and all that. And then, we're just going to ask a question. We're both going to have a reflection on it. And then we're going to wrap it up from there. The reason, I know a lot of podcasts, they're more free flow and free form. And what impresses me is that when people can do that, they can just get on a subject and talk about it. But the reason I like to have category-like bullet point subjects is for the fact that it makes us stay on point. But even though they were talking about a point, we can still go off kilter a little bit and talk about it, even though that it's still going to relate to what we're saying, right? So my first question is I'll ask him did you enjoy your training in the Missouri Military Academy? And then he could talk about that, but then he might go off on something else and say my training helped me with a situation with a family member or something like that. It's still staying on subject, but he's still kind of going off on his own little tangent there, right? So we're staying on subject, or staying on point, but he can venture off however he wants to, So that's why I like the way I do my podcast, because it does keep us on a consistent point of subject to talk about, so that way we're not sitting there what are we going to say next, or things like that. So sorry that was such a long intro, but anyway, Brandon, so you know what? I guess I will start with you since I already did. Okay. So first question, and your best reflection, memories, whatever. So first question is, did you enjoy your training in the Missouri Military Academy, or MMA?
Okay, well, that's a really good question. Well, before I answer that question, the way how you asked me that question, you actually pronounced the title of the academy in two different terms. It does stand for Missouri Military Academy, MMA, yes, but also when you guys think of MMA, if you guys see or heard of MMA abbreviations, I'm pretty sure you guys will, think of mixed martial arts, right? Yeah. As you know, Kobe, knows a lot about mixed martial arts, but no, it actually also stands for Missouri Military Academy. I just want to throw that out to you guys too, in case you guys heard him say MMA, even though he said Missouri Military Academy, but it does mean mixed martial arts and Missouri Military Academy. So now to answer your question is that I did receive a lot of training in the Missouri Military Academy. It gave me a lot of benefits to get me to where I'm at today as a public safety officer in the law enforcement security field, because I learned a lot of tactical combative defense stances in the Missouri Military Academy. So for example, let's say last week, I told you about the story. Last week at a gas station, I was, getting some gas in my car, right? I was just leaving my sister's house, going home, okay? She lives off Kings Highway, I live off of Chippewa, so we're in the south, south city of St. Louis. Mm-hmm. It's a good part of town. But again, there's a little bit of bad people in the area too. So, I was at the gas station, pumping gas in my car. While I'm pumping gas, I hear behind me a mumbled tone voice. So it's hey, when you're done, let me know, that kind of tone, okay? I didn't understand what he was saying. So I turned around, I asked myself to him, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What was that, sir? He was and then all of a sudden, he's being verbally aggressive with me, okay? You heard everything I said. Hurry the beep up before I out of you. I'm okay, you went back off with that tone.
Keep talking, I forgot to do something, sorry. I'm not going to keep this in because it's going to look funny. Keep going.
So I'm okay, you want to talk with that tone? Let's talk face to face now, man to man. Let's see if you want to talk that tone with me. This is where my training comes in handy, okay? Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, He's running towards me aggressively. You know, he's got fists and he's got hand fists ready. You know, to get thrown and stuff like that. He tries to throw an overcut on me. You know, I do my blocking maneuvers on him, my tactics. You know, I disarm my pepper spray, my mace on him. He is lucky I didn't have my Glock 17 though. He's lucky I didn't have that on me, because if I had it on me that day, it would have been a very bad day for him. Now, I'm not trying to be, threatening or anything like that, okay?
Yeah.
It's for my defense purposes. But anyways, so the training came in handy for being in that kind of position, being, physically harmed and threatened. So for that reason, it put me in a position that I'm a public safety officer. I use that training to protect people, not only myself, but to protect other people, those, who can't protect themselves, or those like that are disabled, or the elderly, or anyone in general, I put others before me, okay?
Right.
I don't think of myself first, I think of others first. Everyone else's safety is my priority, because we're all equal, we're all the same.
Right.
Now, you asked me if it applies to my job, right? It does. Yes, it does, because it's the same field. It's not technically the same, but it's the same field. The training is the same. There's added more training into it with the weapons and all that. Because in the military academy, we learn mostly hand-to-hand combat, hand-to-hand defense, and those type of skills.
Right. So my second question, you kind of already answered it. So did your time in training from the Missouri Military Academy make you want to move on to becoming a security guard? So by what you were saying, you kind of already answered it. So that's
okay.
Definitely a yes. But
well, you see, when I started the military academy, I really didn't have any thought. I mean, I did have thoughts about law enforcement and public safety a little while before I went to the military academy.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like, am I fit for this? Do I have what it takes? So I went to the military academy. I gave it a try. I fell in love with it. I grew into it. I built a strong relationship, a strong goal with the faculty, the other cadets, the other students there. I mean, we're all, when we're wearing the same uniform, we're family.
Mm-hmm.
We're family. This is the uniform. We're family when we're in the uniform. But also out of the uniform, also family, because we build trust with each other. We build faith, honesty, care, love, and all that kind of good stuff.
Of course.
So in that case, after I did go to the academy, it did grow on me.
Mm-hmm.
I did start to grow more into public safety, law enforcement, protective services, and that kind of stuff.
Right.
So it did get me to where I'm at. And I'm still working on to get hired to it too.
Right, of course. Okay, so then relating to that, considering that you work at the Missouri School for the Blind, my third question then is, how much more are you going to appreciate your job when the kids come back?
I'm already appreciating it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because the kids have memory in there.
Mm-hmm.
Not only the kids, the faculty and the teachers, the residential supervisors. The reason I say residential supervisors is because the kids sleep there on campus overnight. So it's basically like a boarding school in a way for those that have special needs.
Right.
That I'm just gonna put it like that.
Right.
So it does make me feel appreciated what I'm already doing for them and what I'm doing for the school itself. When the kids come back, I will feel appreciated because they're physically there. I'm actually, I know they're there, and I know they're protected. I know they're safe. I know that I'm sure, I know that they're happy that we're there to protect them, to watch over them.
Right.
And then not like that, if they feel like, if they're having a tough time or a bad night or something and they want someone to talk to, I feel really good, that they come down, they talk to me, and, they want advice on what to do, or if they're having trouble with something or an issue or whatever, I'm not there to, I'm not there to just for their safety, but I'm there, to support them. I'm there to make them feel better, make them into a better person. You know, make them feel better about themselves. You know, help them out with their goals and their needs.
Right. So relating to that, so for an example, actually, I was going to ask you is how important is it for you to know that you are protecting those kids, like once they come back? Like, I know you appreciate your job and you feel important in what you do, but the fact that they're actually going to be there again, I'm pretty sure that's going to make you feel more like you're really doing something, which, you know, you will be, obviously, because they're coming back to the school. So.
It will. I mean, it you know, they got memories in the schools, and my job is to protect all of them. My job is to protect that school is basically their home.
Right.
And I'm, you know, watching it for them. I'm doing them a favor.
Right.
Because, I mean, I'm not, you know, not only is it their home, you know, I'm growing into it. I grew into it, you know, I'm loving it too. So I'm treating it as if it's my home too. And, you know, I want them to feel like I'm not there for the school. I'm there for them. I'm there for all of them.
Right. Actually, so going back to the MMA and tactical training and all that and everything, I don't want to say that you weren't prepared. So that one time you stopped that guy, that was good, but I just wanted to say nothing is worse than getting caught off guard. So you told me that other time that you were getting gas and that guy for no reason came up and tripped you on the ground and hit you in the face and then ran off laughing. Like, there was absolutely no reason for him to do that. Like, and trust me, I've been caught off guard before too. That's never fun. So again, that's not your fault. You didn't know it was going to happen.
Well, I didn't know it was going to happen, but
right.
I did know what was going to happen because I was aware of my surroundings.
Right.
That's the one thing that they train. That's the very first thing they teach you in this field is your surroundings. You want to be aware of your surroundings. You never know what's going to happen. You don't know what's coming your way. You don't know who or what's going. Like, you never know what'll happen.
Right.
Surroundings is your first.
Well, you're lucky all he did was trip you and give you like one hit to the chest and then run off. He could have sat there and beat on you, but you know, if he would have done that, then you would have had more chance to defend yourself. But
well, the reason he got that first hit too was because I was in that kind of a position that all that space to, you know, do a hand-on-hand block or do a upper block or under, you know, like I wasn't in that type of. I was in an enclosed area,
right.
So I didn't have that type of space to move around.
It was like one of those spaces where he could have just done a little push, and if you would have hit against the wall, you'd have probably lost your balance and fallen down. I've been in that. All right. So anyway, okay. So, you know, I just want to reflect on, like, getting caught off guard is never fun.
No.
I've been there.
No. And that's not the first time either. I've been caught off guard. I mean, I see this all the time happen. I see it happen to other people all the time. I'm witnessing it, and, you know, I'm the first one on seeing to handle these situations, or I'm a backup officer for this. I see this all the time. I see it all the time.
Right.
It's not the first time.
So speaking of protecting kids and things like that, my other question then is, actually this is a pretty good question. So do you feel more protected there being at night when the other night staff is there in case they need to protect the children as well? Now I know they're not there right now, but when they're there, or like let's say back when the kids were there before this COVID-19 hit, like did you feel more protected with the other night staff being there when they were there at the time?
Yes, and I'm going to give you two different reasons. Two different
as to why.
Answers why. One of them, you know why one of them is going to be my answers, because you know I've told you about it before. When I first went there, when I first started there a long time ago, there were stories, okay, haunted stories. I didn't believe them at first, or didn't want to believe them at first. But then my first weekend there, because the students don't sleep there on Fridays and Saturday nights, they're at home with their families. So my first Saturday night there, because I don't normally work Thursday and Friday nights there. So my first Saturday night, I was there by myself. Okay, I was doing my first round in the halls, checking the doors. Okay. When I'm checking the first door by the auditorium. And take note, the auditorium is I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm not trying to welcome any paranormal activities or anything.
It's like creepy. I've seen it.
But yeah, you've seen it, and you know that's normally the hotspot of
Yeah, it
all
just
paranormal activity.
it didn't feel right. It was weird.
So when I had that, I had a strong vibe. I had a strong vibe going on when I was doing the lockup on that door that night. Because not only that, when I locked up the door and I was walking back down, because you have to go around the stage to lock up the door, and then you have to go around the aisles to get back into the school itself. And I was walking down around the stage, the aisle back to the door, I heard a big bang, like a
Boom, right.
yeah. So I turned around, flashed my flashlight over there, and I had my
Pepper spray, yeah.
So I had that withdrawn because I don't know, maybe someone was breaking in or something. So I swept around, did a quick sweep around with my flashlight.
Please don't tell me the door was closed. Is that what you're gonna tell me?
The door was closed. The door was closed. So at that moment, I was like, okay, I'm just hearing stuff then. All right. When I get back into the school, okay.
Oh, that's giving me chills, dude.
I get back into school, now there's a long dark hallway that goes up to the playground area. And I'm telling you, that hallway is really eerie. It is like I feel something down there all the time, and it's not good. And I'm not saying anything bad about the school. I'm not saying anything negative or anything like that. It's the paranormal activities that I feel about.
And we're not trying to seem like weirdos saying especially not religion wise, we believe in ghosts and entities and all that. I mean, it's not that we don't not believe in ghosts and entities, but sometimes we feel stuff, and I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I mean, yeah.
And it's funny because when I was walking down that hall to check the door, again, I heard the same thing. A big, boom, like as if someone was doing a hard,
punch to the door or something.
Yeah. So I turned around again, and I'm like, there's no one down there, because the door is right there. There's no one there, and that sound was coming right there where I was pointing my light at. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, I heard that earlier down in the auditorium, but I'm hearing it down here. I'm going to check. I'm going to walk down another hall, and if I hear that again, then something is not right.
Right.
So after I check that door, I walk around a little. I walk back around, tour around the cafeteria area.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another hall down down the school. It's the west end of the school. Hey, there's it goes around the track area. Not that door right there. I didn't hear anything, okay? But when I went outside, there's a fencing area at the rear end of the school.
The fence, right? Yeah.
The fencing door was open. And I was thinking, well, because it was windy outside too, so maybe the wind was pushing on the door, okay? So I took my flashlight, I flashed it down there. I see two guys walking on the field. I shined it at them. I announced myself, public safety. What's going on? What are you guys up to? They don't say nothing. They look up, quickly turn around and walk away.
Was that the night I was there with you?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
That was creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, they turned around, they walked away, and then they just kept walking down the alleyway. I mean, it was really creepy. It was really weird.
And then you showed me that picture at the security desk that said to keep those two people away, and it looked like those people that was, that was...
Because they didn't say nothing. They didn't say, oh, okay, we're sorry, have a good night, or we,
They just turned around and walked, nothing,
Like, they were, they were doing something that they were hoping that they would not get arrested for.
Right. So, actually, speaking of, this is gonna relate to the question I was gonna ask you, but speaking of that surroundings training, I remember we were just outside talking, but from my martial arts training and from your military training, that surroundings training, I remember I heard them talking. I was like, did you hear that? And you're like, what? And then you saw them, and you were like, good job. And I was like, but anyway, so this is going to relate to that in a way. So, not to have you talk about me, but do you think I will be a good security officer if I get hired, and why? And then is it because you know of my background and what I know, whatever?
Well, Your background does fit the criteria to be a public safety agent, to be a first responder.
You really?
Well, let me explain that real quickly though before I answer that question. A lot of you probably know what first responder is, okay? You know, police, fire, EMS. Well, in case you guys didn't know, health providers, healthcare workers, and security officers are also known as first responders too. Because when you get sent to a hospital, who's the first person to take care of you? The nurse.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm in the hospital wall, but yeah, nurse.
The nurse.
I'm not sure I went to urgent
And
care.
then, like for example, like let's say you go to for example you go to the Galleria Mall or you go to West County Mall or something like that, okay? And you get into a fight or you get assaulted and you want to file like a
Complaint.
report or something. Who are the first people that are going to respond?
Police and security.
Exactly. So in that case, you know, first responders doesn't only consist of EMTs, firefighters, police. They also consist of healthcare providers and security officers. So I just wanted to throw that out to those that don't know that. So, anyways, now to answer your question. Yeah, with your experience and training, you actually do meet the criteria of what a first responder, public safety personnel, will consist of. With all the hand-on-hand blocking maneuvers, techniques, the martial arts skills, and everything like that. That's basically what a first responder would be looking for. So therefore, I'm gonna honestly say yes, you'd be a really good fit for it.
I appreciate that, and honestly, I feel like not just police officers, because I know they do train them in some hand-to-hand combat, but in my opinion, I feel like all security staff should be trained in hand-to-hand
They
combat.
should. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna real quickly. I'm gonna say something about that because I used to work in the Galleria. I was a Galleria public safety officer.
Mm-hmm.
In the Galleria Mall, I want to say, out of all my experiences as a public safety personnel, Galleria Mall is probably like where I was happy, where they provide most of realistic combat training or realistic hand combat, hand-on defense and stuff like that. So I want to say Galleria Mall is probably the most realistic, where they're gonna teach you everything.
Right.
Because everywhere else you go, they're not really. I'm not. I don't got anything against the people that really don't care about the badge or the uniform or anything like that. But it's just that
Still disrespectful.
it is because it's supposed to be a privilege, not a right.
Mm-hmm.
It's you're supposed to work for it. You're supposed to earn it. And then not only that, you're supposed to show respect to it and stuff, and show respect and dignity to it, because when someone sees a badge, the first thing they're gonna think of you is a first responder, okay? And what do they expect out of a first responder?
Professionalism.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the thing is I know I'm not hired yet, but I've got the full gear. I've got everything. I'm ready to go, and that shows professionalism. I'm ready to jump on board, Okay, so excuse me. So speaking of security officers, and I know your answer is going to be yes to this one because it's mine. Yes is my answer too, is what I mean. Do you think it would be more beneficial to have two officers on site to watch the whole school together, or if they need to be separated to watch one area and another, especially since you can't access the cameras from the security desk?
Well, I'm gonna answer that in two different formats.
Okay.
You were right about that though. Yes is the answer.
Besides having the night staff there.
But yes to both formats though. Yes, there should be more than one public safety officer, security officer on that shift, because graveyard shift is actually the most dangerous of all. During the day, there's other people there that will protect you, regardless if you're dealing with a security officer or not. In the evening time, yes, there's going to be, there still will be. Overnight, who's going to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning protecting you from such harm or from such danger or whatever, compared to 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 7 o'clock in the evening? Because I mean, it's just I would personally preferably want more officers on with me. And not only that, it's not that we don't. It's not that we would, patrol the whole school together and stuff. No, even if that's the case, we would still be split up and divided up. So, like for example, two officers would be inside, and then maybe the other two would be outside. And how they would do it is like one officer on one side of the school, and one is on the other side, and it's the same thing with the inside too. Where like two inside while the second one sits at the desk and watches his camera while the other one is roaming around inside the school. And then you got the two outside, on each side of the building's property.
But didn't you tell me an issue was though that they have cameras there, but for some reason you can't get onto the cameras on the computer? So how would you?
Well, yes, there are, and I don't know the password to it, and they won't provide me the password to it. But if that was the case, though, if they would give us the password, that's generally how I would want to operate. Well, that is how you're supposed to operate in the security field industry. One person is supposed to be watching the cameras while dispatching that assigned officer to that specific area for whatever reason that call is based on, or the alarm or whatever. So each person should be divided up and split up in each sections. But yes, there should be more than one officer on the same shift too. Like in the Galleria, that's how.
Oh yeah, it's the giant mall. Also the things that it's it might just be that campus is not tiny. It's actually like a mini college campus.
It is.
So I feel like two officers, if we were both on shift, that'd be beneficial. But having four, like you said, wouldn't be bad either. One watching the security cameras if they allowed access to it, one roaming the hallway, one roaming the rehab center, and one roaming the football field.
Huh.
And then and then so let me think. One outside of the football field, one in the hallways, one in the rehab center, and one at the security desk. Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
That's how it should be.
Well, besides the football field, the outside too, the whole perimeter. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then you got the back alleyway. And then you also got the front circle and the front side lot over off Magnolia and the cross intersection too.
Yeah, I feel like personally they should hire both of us to work there. I'm just saying, you're already working there, but
if that was the case, I wish they would. Even if I was to talk them into it, they still would deny it.
Right.
I would preferably have someone else with me there though, because I don't know what'll ever happen.
Right. Even if I'm just there with you Fridays and Saturday nights, even if you're there the rest of the week, by yourself, at least you'll have me with you.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But again, when the staff comes back and when the kids are there, you'll probably feel a little less weird about it. Anyway, so last two questions. So, do you think it would be fun to go to the kids' sporting events together to support them, whether they get hired or not? Once a sporting events are actually going on, I think it'd be fun to cheer them on and stuff. What do you think?
I think it would be. It would show them how much interest that I have for them in the school and the education towards them and the support, and it would also show them that I'm a person of heart, that I'm putting them first before myself. And then not only that, but I'm also there for I'm there for their protection and safety too. So I would give them 3 good reasons to think that that's a good thing for me to be there for them.
Right. Yeah, when I went to Central Missouri for 2 years or whatever before I decided to come back home, I'm going to Merrimack and meet you. I was actually I was a sponsor for the Thrive program, and those kids were actually all special needs kids, and they all fell in love with me. I'd go to the sporting events with them. I would go to dances with them. Yeah. Just fun, cute stuff like that. Actually, there was this guy named Zach. He loved me to death. He wanted me to be his date to one of the dances. I went on his date, just to be a nice guy. The kid was so sweet. It's funny how you see him as the mules, and Missouri School for the Blind as the mules, exact same mascot, which is hilarious. But anyway, so honestly, that's why I hope I get hired because like I just feel a strong connection with protecting special needs kids, So that's why I really want to do this because of the fact that I have a connection with them, and it'll make me feel good. So, last question, and then I actually have some good reflection on this one. What do you think are the most beneficial tools you have on your I can't even speak, your utility belt for protection?
Okay, that's a really good question. So, explain to me one more time. Explain to me the question one more time.
What do you think are the most beneficial tools?
Beneficial tools.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say my Sabre Red pepper spray and my Glock 17. But I would preferably like to, when I'm going for use some of my devices, I try to go for my pepper spray first. Because that's non-lethal and that's less harmful than, let's say, a shot to a knee or a shot to an arm or something with my Glock 17. Because, I try not to go for my Glock.
Well, when you say Glock, you mean these C11, CO2, like they look like Glocks. So, and in case anyone's wondering, these are actually CO2 powered. The name is C11 pistol, but they do shoot copper BBs, and they can be lethal if need be. So we have these for protection. We're not trying to take anyone. Well, he's not trying to take anyone's life.
No.
So, but this is just to stop someone if he needs to.
Yeah. And I'm sure you people see these videos on YouTube and social media about law enforcement security personnel. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Law enforcement personnel and security personnel, taking the lives of innocent people or using their firearms for racial reasons or that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not like that. I'm gonna be real, okay? I'm gonna be real with you. If there's something wrong, I'm gonna be real with you, as a human being. I'm not gonna, harass you, assault you, or attempt to take your life or something like that. Even if you've done something criminally wrong, I'm still gonna be real with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different, it's a different meaning than being a threat than a public servant.
Right. Like if they cooperate and they're cool, they're gonna be cool too.
Right.
Just like.
So even if they're gonna be aggressive with me, I'm still gonna be real with them. But I'm gonna be a little bit aggressive though. I'm still gonna be real though.
Okay. So I would say just for martial arts training, besides the pepper spray. Last thing I ever want to do, considering I consider this a firearm, I never want to grab that. That's the last thing I want to grab. Just like how any police officer will tell you, last thing I want to do is grab my real firearm off my belt.
Yeah.
I would say my mag light or the
ASP baton.
Because of the fact of my martial arts training, I know how to block, get in there, hit them with it, blah blah blah, and take them down before they can even see it coming.
Yeah.
So that's my reflection of for me, my most beneficial tools for me, I would say, besides if I had to use a C11, which I hope I don't, would be my hand-to-hand combat training, kung fu, whatever, grappling, wrestling, and all that. But for me personally, the baton, the mag light, and the pepper spray, because I would definitely know how to use those on me. So, all right, time to ask me questions.
Okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
Well, let's see. Well, my first question for you would be how did you get your training and start in marketing and advertising? You like pursuing advertising marketing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you is that how did you get your training and start doing this type of business?
So after Mike Shannon shut down, my investor, Alex Petro, so it's a long story, but anyway. So my mom is best friends with Patricia Shannon.
Okay.
And Shannon's daughter, Shannon Van Mater, was engaged or dating Alex at the time. And he was doing all the marketing and advertising and everything and trying to keep, everything under wraps there, until the shutdowns evidently happened. And he has his own. He's a vice president of a marketing advertising company called Ponto Solutions, right?
Okay.
So what happened is that because of my mom's friendship with Shannon and Alex, I got to know Alex real well. He liked me a lot and everything, and so the reason that her last name is Shannon Van Mater, because her father's last name is because having the last name Shannon, that sounds kind of funny.
Yeah, it does.
But her last name is now her last name is Petro because she married Alex, my investor. So anyway, so after it shut down, he called me. I'm gonna do an impression. He's like, "I might." I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And he was like, "So I run a young entrepreneurs program where I train entrepreneurs to pursue different businesses and things like that, and I would love to hire you or have a few interviews with you to see how it goes." I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "Oh man, let's set it up." Blah blah. It took 3 interviews. That's how professional it was.
Wow.
So after that, for 3 years straight, even on repeat, doing marketing, advertising programs, learning how to do. And actually, no, I taught myself how to do the digital stuff, but learning the ins and outs of business, how to run a small one to a little one, how to read contracts right, how to read copyright claims. He put me through journalism. I have my certificate in journalism, so that really helps me read policies and new contracts when they come out, reading the fine print and understanding what it means.
Right.
He does understanding business terms and things of that nature. So he did that for 3 years with me, and then on about the 4th year, ran around and said, "Hey, can I start my own business?" He's like, "Go ahead." So now I run my own marketing advertising business, and podcast for Let's Talk Media LLC. And as long as I send my videos to him and my work, I hold myself accountable. Pardon me. And he does help me with my bills every month and gives me a paycheck each week. So I'm just saving up until I can get out of his hair and pay my bills myself. But soon, we're going to be launching a charity business together called The Great Cause St. Louis, where I'm going to be doing interviews with charities and really getting at the heart of who they are. And you're going to see the interviews, but how on Google they have those sidebars for advertisements. Well, we're going to sell them advertisement space for their charity. So you can watch the interview, and then if you get interested in the charity I'm doing an interview with on our website, you can click on that little advertisement sidebar there for the advertisement space, and then get the direct link to the charity's website and all their information about them.
Okay.
So that'll be fun.
Okay.
If I end up doing that, so yeah. So ever since then, I've just been working my way up. I've got a very committed, client who's my boxing coach, but with all this stuff going on right now, I'm with a buddy Freddie.
Yeah.
I train him in boxing, but everything going on right now.
I've seen those videos.
Things have been kind of slow, but honestly, for being a YouTuber, not really. I can do vlogging every day like these other YouTubers do, but I like to actually think about what I'm going to talk about.
Right. Well, yeah, because I see a lot of people putting vlogs and blogs on YouTube, just throwing things right into the open. Just I don't know how they do that. It would take a long time for me. If I was to do something like that, I would need the longest of amount of time that I could even have to, create a blog. So that does sound very interesting. I've been thinking about looking into marketing and advertising myself, and maybe starting my own business in that field too. But I don't know. I feel like I still got a little ways to go, because with my security field, I want to maybe put something together with advertising and marketing.
Right.
Maybe build something up with sales for this company.
Right.
But that does sound interesting, though. So now, my other question to you is that I know when every time when we're talking and stuff like that, and you've been talking to me about my security company. I know you've been asking me questions about it, like the pay rate and benefits and stuff like that, because your investor, your business partner, is also helping you out with this stuff like that. Now, I know you keep talking about them, but now the question is, who is your investor or your business partner you always speak of?
So Alex, he's from Australia.
Okay.
And as far as I know, so let me put it this way. When within those 3 years of training, he'd always have me do these different things. He'd be like, "Hey man, so with your skills that I've taught you, right? I want you to come up with a marketing plan and a business plan, and how would you use your skills to help improve this company or whatever, right?"
Right.
I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I kid you not, bro. He was the vice president of like every single website he'd sent me to. So not only was I trying to use my skills that he taught me and I was teaching myself on how to make that business better, I was literally giving him reflections on how I was trying to make his business better.
Wow.
Which is like, it was kind of intimidating because I'm like, oh, I hope he likes my work. And, of course he'd send reflections back. So anyway, so I'm not the first one he's done this with, apparently, so he, I think, if I'm correct, like I said, he has like this entrepreneurship program where he trains people and, things like that, and then lets them go off and do their own thing. But I think I got lucky because he really trusts me, that's what I love about him. He does like a lot of charity work, just like I'm trying to do. He's actually gone to like, I think Africa or something, like he's built wells or houses. He actually does that stuff, like for real. Like, he'll go to like, I think he'll go to like Africa and play soccer with the kids. Like, he's really charismatic. I love the guy to death. He's literally like, not just my investor, but he's like one of my best friends. I love his wife. I love his dog. Oh, I miss Floyd. He's the sweetest dog ever. And his little daughter's the cutest little thing in the world. But thank God for him, because for the longest time, I didn't know who I was. I kind of did, kind of didn't, and honestly, nothing makes you feel better than knowing who you are and who you want to be in life. He really helped me find that.
Okay, so I know you say he's like a best friend to you. So in a way to put it, he's also like a mentor.
Best friend, yeah.
Okay.
It's not always just business strict related. We hang out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, I can see where that's coming from, because I also have someone that's kind of like that too. He watches my back for me. He puts me in the right path of direction that I need to go. He actually helped me through the military academy too. My mentor from the academy, Major Galarza. He's a U.S. Army military retired, also NYPD retired also. So he has got a lot of the experience in the field of safety and protection and stuff like that. So he's like, talking to me constantly, putting me in the right direction, telling me this is what you should do, don't do this, do that, like trying to help me, get myself into a better lifestyle. So I can see where you're coming from.
Totally. Knowing who you are just makes you feel more mature too. Like, makes you want to be an adult and take things on,
Yeah. Okay. Well, now that we're talking about your business, that gives me a question I want to ask you, is that what does your business, Let's Talk Media LLC, did I say that correctly? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what does that consist of?
So my business consists of video and picture marketing and advertising. So just like, as what I'll do is I'll post my workout videos for motivation. I'll do my weekly advice videos, and then I'll do podcasts like this. Okay. Or just like, as like with my boxing coach, as you saw, like I would record our training sessions, and then I would put descriptions about like what we would do and things like that, what we were working on. And then what I'll do is I'll buy advertisements on Instagram and Facebook, and then I'll show my clients like the boost of like where it is, where we're reaching, what our outreach is, what the algorithm is, and all that. And I'll make logos too. Like let's say I got like cool like. You've seen some of them, like the one where it's like me and my boxing coach, like it was the black and white, and it's like us like side to side next to each other. I could probably take that and make a business card for someone. Like, what I'm saying is that like it's not that what I do is endless, but I know what I'm good at. Like, last thing I want to do though is make websites. That takes way too long. It took me almost like 2 months to make just my landing page. Okay. And that's it. But mainly video, picture, marketing, advertising, and the reason I like doing my weekly advice videos is because there's so many bullies out there in the world and so many mean people, and I just want to show that there's a person out there that's actually going to listen, that's actually going to care, that's actually going to show, hey, I'm here to talk to you. Like half the time I hand out my business cards, it's not even about business. I say, if you were bullied, if you're going through something, if you have a kid that's bullied, if you need to talk, like, please feel free to talk to me because I, you know, that's, you know, and you know what I mean.
Okay. Well, can you maybe give me like an example? Like, what do you do for your business, or like, give me an example. Like, why can your business benefit others, or like?
So the reason I feel like my business, even though I'm starting off slow and in my own lane, is because of how honest I am. Like what you see is what you get, and I'm also very fast.
Okay.
I'm not trying to come down on the people, but I know some businesses that take like months to get one video out or one advertisement out, as to where I can get a video or an advertisement out within like a day or 3, and you've seen that. Again, I'm just being honest. I like being in my own lane. I know I'm slow, but I absolutely love what I do, and I know if I just keep going for it. And plus, once this charity business takes off, you know, people love charity. It's definitely going to help blow up my other business too, and especially if I do that advertising work for Vincent Jewelers. Everybody knows who Vincent Jewelers is, and they need my help. So hopefully, when my fiance and I go pick up our rings, I'll be able to be like, so, did you still need, you know?
Right.
So.
Okay. So now, without attacking other businesses, what are some of the convolutions to watch out for when it comes to fake clickbait and click funnel marketing?
Okay, so without attacking other businesses, no one in particular, when something's too good to be true, half the time you never see the algorithm or screenshots. Half the time they never really show their revenue. Not that you're not legally, I don't think you're always supposed to, but like they never really show their clientele build up. They never show their reflection, right? So what I do is that I take screenshots and send them to my clients or my client, my boxing coach. I'll send him a screenshot of our outreach. I'll send him a screenshot of our algorithm, like where this was, how this did, how many views this video got, you know, things like that.
Right.
Half the time, that's too good to be true, is when you see people like, hey, let me put you through this training course and I'll earn your company $30,000 a year. You never, unless you do see the algorithm for it and they have proof, then good for them. I just feel like that's too good to be true. Or half the time you see those personal trainers in the car lot where it says rich, getting richer, and then richer car. Guess what? And I've looked this up. That's soliciting, and half the time that's not even their car, and they've been getting arrested and sued for soliciting because they didn't even put a down payment on the car. So while they're taking a picture of that Lamborghini in the car lot, guess what? That's more than likely not the Lamborghini.
Yeah. Okay.
And like the staff will actually come out and be like, "You can't do that."
Right.
So that's just a reflection, or like that's just not reflection. That's just another example. You know, so like that's what I'm saying is that like you can watch my advice videos, you can watch my marketing videos I might put out there, my whatever, blah blah. But it's honest. I'm not promising you anything that you're not supposed to. You know, and they say the problem is that all these marketers say, oh, I'm only charging my client $100 a month just to say I have a client. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to run a fund on his business until you can build your way up to maybe bring in more revenue. I mean, like, it makes me sick to my stomach that so many people fall for these fake marketers that are literally just taking their money and not giving them any of the benefits. Now, am I the biggest guy out there? No, I know I'm not. But trust me, because of how I work, it's going to work.
Okay.
Especially considering, like I said, I send information on my client as much as I can. Like I mean, screenshots, like I said, of the video of our outreach, everything. You know, I'll boost and buy advertisements. Like I said, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Like I've got nothing to hide.
Okay.
You know.
Well, now that actually that would trigger my my mind to ask you this next question is, would you be willing to tell us how do you keep your business honest and fair?
Honest and fair? Because of the fact that I have a non-bindable contract where if I'm not bringing any business to you within 30 days, just talk to me, we can get out of the contract, no problem.
Okay.
I'm not looking to sue anyone, and I'm not looking to get sued. I don't have the money to get in.
All that.
Yeah, I don't have the money to be in court. Yeah, no, like what they read in the contract, what they look at what they read on my landing pages, what they see on my business page on Facebook, what they see on my Instagram, what they see on my YouTube. I can tell you exactly what they're gonna get. Like I said, you will run into that where somebody will say, "Hey, I'm doing this," but they really do something else, or like they'll give you like a hidden fee or something like that. I don't do that kind of stuff. You know, like I'm not sneaky. I'm not convoluted. I'm not.
I mean, I've heard of, I've heard of other people out there running marketing and advertising that just are trying to scam others, just for money, for profit, and for their investments. But I mean, well, I mean, I know you wouldn't though. I know you're not that kind of person, but I've seen people out there that would, try just to go for people, that would chase people just for their money and their profits and.
Right.
And look where they get to. Look where they're at. It ruins their business. They file bankruptcy, or they have overloads of taxes they gotta pay, or like it's nonsense. But that now that you're mentioning your videos and your podcasts, what made you want to start your advice videos and your podcasts on YouTube? What made you begin that?
Because honestly, I felt like it would help my business, and it actually has. I might only have 30 subs, and I have like 852 followers on Instagram, and my business page has got a bigger outreach. But each month on YouTube through an email, they send you how you did on throughout that month. So the numbers that I get back are actually way more than what I'm seeing on my YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So like Instagram and Facebook, you can see right away. But I'm telling you, like the numbers are a lot better. But like I said, just to show people that I care. Like I remember back in middle school, in high school, advice videos were a big thing. Now it's all about gaming channels, reaction channels, movie channels. Don't get me wrong, I love those guys. I'm not saying anything bad about them, but I like bringing back a dying medium. I love putting out advice videos again to show positivity, spread love, positivity. Encouragement, especially through my workout videos. No, but like besides just business, I've always kind of wanted to be a YouTuber, and I know I'm late onto it because back when it was becoming really popular, I should have done it like right away. But it's fine. It's no big deal to me. But I've always wanted to. I've always wanted to be an actor. I've always wanted to put my face out there, and clearly I have been. And that's the best part is that, like, sure, I'm not in any movies or anything like that, but the fact of I kind of have my own TV series, my advice videos, my podcast, everything that I do. So in a way, I'm kind of the star of my own show.
Yeah. Well, now before I close this out with marketing and advertising, before I close it out with our marketing and advertising subject, I'm going to add in one additional question to that involving your advice videos and podcasts. On YouTube these days, I see a lot of vlogs, people putting podcasts on YouTube of, like just for fun and, for money. Are you doing it for the money, or are you doing it for the emotions and the feelings of other people?
I don't charge people on a Patreon. Other YouTubers that need it, I understand. I totally get it. Times are tough, and but I do it for fun and love. That's what I'm saying is that, like, unless I am doing business with someone, like, then that's business. These advice videos, they're free. These podcasts, they're free. My posts, they're free. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no reason to charge or ask for people to contribute. You know what Patreon is, like, the thing people pay you through on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just to listen to me talk.
Yeah.
I mean, then again, not coming down on the YouTubers that do it, because that's how they make their money. But I would like to get sponsored though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be making money if that's where I will then gladly take money through sponsorship. So like, let's say, how the YouTubers will do it. They'll be like, like Men's Shave Club, it does this and all that. Well, I personally use the product myself. It's great. That's when I'll be okay with doing it. Because that's a sponsorship. Now, for me personally, considering that those Patreons are not my clients, I feel weird taking money from them just to watch me talk on camera.
Mm-hmm.
But I will gladly take sponsorship money.
Okay.
I mean, who wouldn't?
All right. Well, I mean, well, yeah, you got a point.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that will conclude our subject of marketing and advertising. Now, I've got a few questions to ask you involving being a security officer. You have an interest of being security, that, if I'm correct?
Yeah.
So, what got you interested in becoming a security officer?
Feeling like I've always felt like I needed to use my skills that I know for protecting people, and plus my fiance, my family, everyone says you've got the build to be a balancer security officer. Like we know you're a big sweet guy, but you're just big and strong. You know to protect yourself. Like you just have that look. I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I think I have to sneeze. It'll come when it comes. And then you got me interested in it, and then you started training me a little bit. And then, I backed off a little bit, just waiting on the hiring process to see if it happens. But no, it was great, man. Here's the thing, just like you said, are we cut out for this job and everything? I don't think I'm cut out to be a police officer. Plus, I would not want to bring all that stress back home to my, future wife. You hear about the stories,
Yeah,
and
I've heard a lot of them.
eventually the officer ends up being abusive to the family. Let's not get into that,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't want that stress.
Yeah.
I think I'm cut out to be a security officer, not so much a cop.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be fun, but no thank you.
It is a fun job. I'm not gonna lie,
yeah.
it's a fun job,
Yeah.
but it's also it can be a boring job too sometimes. And
But-
then people, some people make fun of you and stuff, but I don't let that get to me because I'm doing
Right.
it for the safety of the kids in school and the faculty. And
Right, but to kind of get back to what I was saying about the Thrive program when I was at Central Missouri or UCM, I feel like the fact that I not only, hopefully I get hired where you are, not only, I think the fact that I'm protecting them and I'm going to be able to honor the security badge and actually do it diligently, I think that's going to make me appreciate it more, not only because of the fact that I'll be able to interact with these kids and love with these kids and learn to get to really know them, but I'm actually doing something worthwhile. You know what I mean? That's what, to me, I think that's the main thing. Just like you said, being an advice coach. If any of them are having a problem or an issue and they want to talk to me, I'll sit down and talk with them and hug it out with them. Do whatever I got to do, especially
Right.
if the night staff isn't there to take care of the kid. You know what I mean?
right.
So.
Okay. Well, now that you mentioned protecting kids, why do you want to protect the kids? Do you see yourself as a hero or a man wearing a badge doing his job?
Let me put it this way, just like with martial arts, I don't let it get to my head. I don't have a big, inflated head, I can fight and I can take anyone on it, because that's where you start to mess up.
Yeah.
Now, I want to say a person who has the badge and I'm doing my job, but if I were to protect those kids for whatever reason, then I would feel a little bit heroic. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't walk around with some ego I'm Mr., because that's not professional, like we were saying. That's very unprofessional.
Right.
You want to be a nice, humble guy. Just because you're wearing a uniform, like you were saying before, you don't want to be intimidating. You want to show, hey, I'm a, you know what I'm saying. But if you need to be, then you need to be. You don't want to be constant. Oh, I'm a jughead. Nobody likes that.
Yeah.
So just like with all those ignorant boxers or fighters, oh yeah, I'm all this, I'm that, blah 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 blah. And then they started getting knocked out because they lost that focus, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that I feel like if I think of myself too much like a hero, then that's where my ego will come into play, and that's where I'll look. I'm professional at my job, so for me, it is more of doing it for the kids. But if I have to protect those kids, I'm gonna feel like a hero doing it, of course.
Now that you're mentioning that, what do you think about other officers and police officers that are trying to think they're so cool and tough wearing the badge and uniform? What's your thought and opinion on those people?
So we have laws for a reason, obviously. A lot of them are getting passed and things like that. I respect police officers, obviously, but just like even security officers, police officers, when they go beyond their jurisdiction and do things that they know they aren't supposed to do, even, and they think they can get away with it just because they have a badge. That's what bothers me. That I don't like that at all. And I mean, no one does, but like that's the ego part of it. You're gonna say though?
Okay. That concludes my questionings this evening for you.
Really? Okay. So I think that was a really good podcast. I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. I definitely think it covers some good subjects.
Yeah.
People definitely got to know us a lot more, and I had fun, man.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
That was fun, yeah.
It was. Now, those of you that are actually wondering what's sitting in front of you on the table, let me point it out real quickly.
Oh, yeah.
What we have right here, this is a law enforcement unit, Sabri Red Pepper Spray OC Mace. It's a stream chemical. This is one that was, let's just say you don't want to get sprayed by it. I'm just gonna say that. I don't want to get too detailed about it because it's just it's not fun being sprayed by this stuff.
No.
And you got Smith & Wesson, please manufacture issued handcuffs. These are one of the best sellers and one of the best resistance for detaining and apprehending your suspect. You got two C11 semi-CO2 air pistols in front of you with a couple boxing matching gloves as well. And I mean, you got your standard duty public safety badge, and yeah, that's basically it for this evening. That's all I've got.
And then on top of that, so I have everything that he has, except my pepper spray is a little bit longer. I don't want to bring that out, but so I've got my.
This is my off-duty spray.
Yeah, so I've got my maglet. Like I said, I can protect myself with this. It's also nice because it has this to where if I wanted to focus on something, I can do that. If I want to do parameter, it does that as well. And then we got this bad boy. Whoa! No, I'm just kidding.
And then one additional item also is the Streamlight LED rechargeable flashlight. It comes with a solid beam, and it also comes in strobe as well. Ooh.
Excuse me.
That's the one thing I hate about the batons. You got cement on the ground.
Right.
And then with the Streamlight, it also comes in strobe as well, so that could make you blind and
not fun.
You want to have that. But that's all I got for this podcast this evening. That's all I got to cover. I don't know if you got anything else or.
Nope. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
All right, guys. So this is Emergency Capsule. So this is Mr. Smiles a Lot and Brandon, and we're gonna sign off. Love you guys. Please like, subscribe, and share, comment, and let's try to get my subs up to my number I have on Instagram and my Facebook page and business page. That'd be kind of nice. 852 followers on YouTube. That'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, that would be.
I mean subs. Yeah, subs. Followers. That'd be kind of nice. Do it if you want. Love you guys.